Now, tell us about the very interesting story involving Howard Carter regarding the discovery of the tomb.
Yes. Actually, when we talk about the discovery of the tomb, we have so many stories. One of the story is the story of Howard Carter himself. He was working in the Valley of the Kings in Luxor, and for 5 years he was looking for the missing tomb, Tutankhamun, because during his work 5 years earlier than the year he found the tomb, year 1922, he found evidence that there is still one royal tomb missing. It's not there, and he was sure that it is still in the Valley of the Kings. So he needed money in order to open an excavation site, and luckily there was this British nobleman, Lord Carnarvon, the 5th Earl of Carnarvon, and he gave him the money, and he believed in Howard Carter's story. And they wanted to find the missing tomb. For 4 seasons, Howard Carter was working with a large number of workers, and he found nothing. So Lord Carnarvon, out of, he became impatient, and he decided to close the site. So he said that this is the last season, the 5th one. And in the 5th one, Howard Carter found the tomb accidentally by a small young boy who was bringing the water to the workers, the fresh water to the workers. And one day he came to the valley with 2 jars on his donkey, and he started to prepare an area to put the jar, to fix the jar to the ground. And he found the first slab of stone. And then he called the chief of workers, and this first slab led them to the entrance of Tutankhamun.
Do you believe that the people who made the discovery of the tomb ended up being cursed?
I believe in ancient Egyptian magic. As an African, and in ancient Egypt, they paid much attention to magic. And it was, for them, it's not only a spiritual practice, but it was like a science. And they left curse inscriptions in their tombs, the pharaohs, and it is very interesting to read about the curse inscriptions and to know how they protected their tombs in so many ways, not only by using magic. And many people had accident after the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. The first one was the one who paid the money, the sponsor of the excavation. We know that Lord Carnarvon, he died 5 months after the discovery, and the reason was very strange. He got a mosquito bite. Second day he was shaving, and he made a cut to this bite, and he got blood poisoning. Very high fever. Second day he died. 5 months. People started, especially the media people, started to talk about the curse of Tutankhamun. And other people, they say that Howard Carter, the one who found the tomb, he lived for a long time. But this is, in my opinion, it's not the case, because I believe that Howard Carter was the most among all the people who suffered from the curse. After the discovery, he left lonely, he lost all his friends. Everyone started to attack him in the field out of jealousy. And he stayed 10 years working on the objects inside the tomb in very hard conditions and bad air, and he suffered a lot. He got sick, and that's why he died after he found the Tutankhamun, and I think his life was not easy at all. Some people, they committed suicide. Very strange. One of the team, he threw himself from the 7th floor, and a week later his father did the same. People always bring all this together and talk about the curse of the pharaohs, but we cannot say that this has happened because they disturbed the last resting place of Tutankhamun. Maybe some mistakes were made in ancient times. When excavators found a tomb, they rush into the tomb. They didn't care about reventilation, to make sure that the air inside is renewed and it's a good air. So these tombs contained food and biological material, and they produced bacteria, which we cannot know about it because it was there for thousands of years and developed, nowadays, when we find something sealed like a tomb, we never get in. We have to make this ventilation system and make sure that the air inside is good.
Okay. Now, I think a lot of people might be wondering why go to the exhibit if the artifacts are replicas. They're not going to see the real artifacts. What would you say to those people?
I tell them, please, this is your only chance to visit Tutankhamun's exhibition. It is here in Cape Town, and when you go, take your friends, take your family with you. We have a special audio guide for children. What we really need is to send this message to everyone, is that it's more than the treasure itself. It is true that you will see the objects, and it is replica made exactly, but you will have the story of the king, the story of the discovery, and the story of each object. So you will enjoy looking at the object, the beauty of King Tutankhamun and his wonderful story. And this is something meant by the king himself. The king, in some of his objects, he wished to see wonderful things. And the king is traveling everywhere and seeing the wonders of the world. And being face to face with Tutankhamun is something people will appreciate the rest of their life.
Tarek, thank you so much for coming in. I hope you enjoy this cold weather in Cape Town before you go back to that heat in Egypt.
Thank you. Thank you.